All right, I thought I'd come on here and share some of the things that I have done in the past between freeze drying, dehydrating, and canning. So let's get started. All right, here I have some pickles that I canned. These were the dill pickles that I grew in my garden last year. And at the end of the season, 8 of 2025, I canned these up with some fresh dill, peppercorns. These pickles are so good. I like to keep these in my pantry. All right, last year we have an amazingly large blackberry bush, and so I was able to make some blackberry syrup. This is a concentrate from blackberries that I can use to make blackberry lemonade, all sorts of things. So now let's talk dehydrating. These are dehydrated mixed veggies. I did this back in 2024. These are mixed veggies that I dehydrated in my dehydrator. So I can add this to soups. There's a lot of different things that you can do with veggies. When you are making ground beef, you can add this straight into the pot and it just rehydrates them, makes them super yummy. This is really awesome to have on your shelf. If you can have more things on your shelf than in your freezer, if there was a power outage, you're not gonna worry about the things that are in your freezer or your fridge, trying to keep them cold. You already have this kind of stuff on your pantry, ready to go. Some of it is ready to eat. This, I would have to add it to something to rehydrate it, but still, it is on my shelf, ready to go for an emergency or if I just want a quick dinner. Now, a couple years ago, I experimented and I made corned relish. I love corn. I didn't know that was something I absolutely love, but I do. I have so many recipes now that require corn. I love corn. So I made this relish, corned relish. I added onions, some red peppers, green peppers, some corn, and I canned this up. This was last year, 8/25, and I canned this up, and now it sits on my pantry shelf, and I open it up, and I use it a lot in my charcuterie boards. I love the taste of vinegar, so this is a staple now. I make this every single year. Now let's talk ground beef. There is a lot of different ways that you can preserve ground beef. You can freeze dry it, and you can can it. Pressure can ground beef. This was something that I did last year. This is freeze dried ground beef with onions. So I prepared this like normal, added the onions, added it to my freeze dryer. Now this can sit on my shelf and it's shelf stable up to 20 to 25 years. I added an oxygen absorber, so this bad boy is good. All I have to do is add it to some water and it rehydrates it, and it is like fresh ground beef that you just cooked. Canned potatoes. This is canned potatoes that I canned last year, 8/25. I do most of my canning typically in the summertime, about this time, towards in the summertime, even though canning can be a very, it creates a lot of heat in your house. But with having a garden and with local vendors, having a lot of fresh produce, veggies, fruits, I want to save that time, fallish, during harvest season for those things. So I try to get some other stuff already canned and ready to go that can sit on my pantry that I can have all winter long. Try to do that in the bulk of the summer. Even though it's hot in my kitchen, I bear through it because it's important to be able to have that time in the summertime to can potatoes. If I'm canning ground beef, my corned relish, there's some other staples. Doing that during the bulk of the summer allows me to, when my harvest comes in, I'm canning my harvest. I'm not waiting around, taking up time with this kind of stuff. Winter is also a great time to can because it's cooler in the house, it's cooler outside, and you know, we're stuck inside anyway, so you might as well be canning. But because of the winter months, I want to make sure that I have shelf-stable stuff already ready to go, so I don't want to have all my time during the winter canning stuff. But It's a great opportunity. If you're canning year round, then you're constantly seeding in to that time by canning and then reaping the benefits throughout the rest of the season. So if you're constantly canning through all 4 seasons, you're gonna be bountiful in your pantry. Okay, so the last thing that I'm gonna show you is I made Velveeta cheese. This is freeze-dried Velveeta cheese. I know how to make Velveeta cheese now from scratch. So you're not buying the stuff from the store with an obscene amount of extra ingredients. You can make Velveeta cheese at home and it's fresh and it's only a couple ingredients, and then freeze drying it. So you got Velveeta cheese year round on your pantry, ready to add to whatever that you want. Mac and cheese, pour a little Velveeta cheese in your macaroni, bam, mac and cheese. This is freeze-dried, ready to go. All right, so these are just some of the things that I've prepared over the years, some of the things that I'm still learning, experimenting with. But if you have any questions about freeze-drying, if you have any questions about dehydrating, if you have any questions about pressure canning, water bathing, leave a comment down below. Let's talk, let's have this conversation, because I want to be able to teach people how awesome and easy it is to preserve food, how to can, how to dehydrate, freeze dry. These are things that are so rewarding. Having fresh food that you know what's inside of these things, having them ready to go for quick, easy meals, it's so rewarding. And I want to be able to share that with people. So if you want to know more about this stuff, please reach out. Let's have this conversation.
Just getting back.